All right. Hey, my friends, and welcome to today's episode where I've titled it very intentionally, You're Not Crazy, You're Just in the OCD and Anxiety Loop. And so, this is for anyone obviously dealing with OCD, anxiety, panic, high stress, and really understanding this loop that happens, and really understanding that being in that experience does not make you crazy and that you aren't crazy for being in it. You aren't crazy for experiencing the things you're experiencing. And there is a way to break out of this. And I want to make this episode today because I think it's a common fear that people have. Am I going crazy? Am I crazy? And then actually paradoxically prevents them from getting help because they're worried about telling people their experiences. So they hide and suffer in silence. And so before we dive into the show, if you don't know me, my name is Matt Codde. And if you are dealing with this and you are looking for help, I have some links down in the notes of the show, or you can head over to restoredminds.com. You can check out some of our resources or apply for our 12-week program, Taking Back Control, which again is all online and complete with support, live groups, all of that. So you can learn more about that over on the site. And if you benefit from the show, I would really appreciate if you would take a second and like and subscribe and leave a nice review. Just found out from our team today that over 65% of our viewers don't subscribe, and it does help with the analytics and getting this to more people. So please take a few seconds and do that. It would really mean a lot. So let's go ahead and dive in. Today is just a real short and straightforward message for you. It's really understanding that the broad range of human emotions are normal. And it's important that you understand that fear is a normal experience. And it's not whether or not you're going to experience fear in life, but that's not optional, but being stuck in the prison of fear is. And I think that it's so important that if you're experiencing fear, right, if you're having these high, tight chests, racing heart, right, these symptoms of panic or racing intrusive thoughts, that you don't buy into the idea that you're crazy, or that, anyone that suggests that to you, or even if you're suggesting that to yourself, and understanding that being in this energy state or this state is, comes along with these symptomologies, and it's really about learning how to shift and break out of the state itself. And it's not a reflection of you as an individual. This is a normal experience, and I think one of the big disservices that we do is we pathologize normal experiences, meaning like we make a disease out of anxiety. Anxiety itself is not a disease. It's our resistance to anxiety that creates this problem. So it's not the problem itself. It's the resistance, or you thinking this shouldn't happen, or you trying to push it away, push it down, all this stuff that you do in reaction to these experiences that you're having. And what breaking out of the loop involves is actually understanding that these are actually normal experiences, and that you aren't a bad person for having them. You aren't a crazy person for having them. And your awareness of the fact that you're having them is a direct indication that you aren't experiencing something much more significant where you're, essentially kind of losing touch with maybe reality. And the differentiation is simply your awareness that, hey, I'm noticing these thoughts and these feelings. And even though they do create a distortion of the perception that I'm experiencing, it's not that I'm fully identified with my mind or I'm convinced that this reality exists. It's just more, I'm noticing this dysregulation. And that ability to be aware of it is what allows you to then work and change, and really implement the correct tools to break free from it. So the main message that I just want to say to you, if you're experiencing this, and this is for certain people out there today, is that you're normal. Nothing's wrong with you, right? You may not be feeling how you normally feel, and that's okay. We vary our feelings, right? We have varying experiences with feelings. They bounce all over the place sometimes. What the issue is not the feeling itself or the experiences themselves, but it's your resistance to it. It's your judging it as bad, and then your resistance, and then trying to change it, trying to force it away. All of that stuff creates this internal pressure, much like putting a lid on a tea kettle, and it's creating this big internal pressure in your system. which creates more symptomology, which creates more resistance, and this loop builds and builds and builds and builds, and can take over your very existence in life, where everything just becomes related and essentially about your fear. The way that you break out of this is understanding what you're experiencing and understanding that nothing's wrong with you. It's just what you're doing in response or reaction to what you're experiencing. That's what's creating this loop. And when you understand that the loop is the issue and you begin working on that from the correct plane, that's when you're going to be able to shift out of these states and be able to get into calmer states, calm down the mind, the racing thoughts, all of that. Because your mind is merely going to reflect your inner state. So just really want to stress that to you today. If you're there and you're feeling, down, you're feeling out, you're feeling hopeless, you're feeling like something's wrong with me, feeling crazy, all of that stuff, I want you to really make sure that you're talking to yourself correctly. You're talking to yourself in a way that's constructive, that's going to be helpful, and more importantly, on an upward trajectory for your life and your well-being. So my message to you is simple. You're not crazy. Okay? You're just in the loop. And now that we know that, you need to start taking steps to break out of the loop. And a great way to do that is check out the links in the notes. You can head over to Restored Minds and download our free guide, right? Take our assessment. And as you implement this, right, understand that your goal is not to get rid of the thoughts and the feelings, but it's to break the loop. And when you do that, you'll shift into higher states, which will feel calmer, higher energy, as well as it will calm your mind down as well. So hope that all makes sense. And again, if you're there, I've been there myself. I know what it's like, and I know you can break out of it because I've done it and many other people have as well, and you can too. So with that, wishing you a great day and a great week, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Hey there, thanks so much for watching that episode. If you found it helpful, we have some links to some other episodes that we think you might like as well. And if you're looking for help on your journey to recovery from fear, stress, and anxiety, either check out the links in the notes or head over to restoredminds.com. Thank you, and talk to you soon.